Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I am coming back at you with another law of attraction video because you guys seem to really like these type of videos. So I'm going to be doing something a little bit different this time. I'm going to be telling you guys how I attracted money into my life. I have over $10,000 in savings, I guess you would say, that I attracted this past year, and I thought I am going to share with you guys some things that I've researched and learned over the years of how I attract money into my life. So the first tip that I have is to be realistic with your goals. One of the main ideas that people know about the law of attraction are the three main words: ask, believe, receive. You ask the universe what you want by thinking thoughts in your head. You believe that you already have it, and you receive it. So basically, what I'm trying to help you guys with right now is to focus on the believing part of it. If you don't believe something that you're not thinking, you're not going to receive it. I always start with a realistic goal in mind. If you want to win the lottery tomorrow and you're like, yeah, right, that's never gonna happen, you really can't physically think of yourself winning the lottery, why don't you start on a smaller scale? So find a realistic goal that you have in mind so that you can actually feel yourself believing it. Now, when I say realistic, don't like knock things down because there's no way that this happened to you. That's where you block realities from happening. When I say realistic, have a goal set in mind that will bring you to the ultimate goal that you want. Another tip that I have that kind of correlates with the being realistic part is to think of ways in which money flowed to you unexpectedly or in an easy way in the past to help your mind kind of gather the thoughts and believe that this is actually possible. For example, when I was younger, I won 2 contests from 17 magazine and I received free items. So that was a national magazine and I won. And when I put my mindset that, oh, I actually won not once but twice, it kind of puts my thought back into reality like, okay, this is actually really possible. You know, nothing's impossible. Another thing is if you got a lot of money back in your taxes and you weren't expecting it, or you got some flow of income that you didn't necessarily work hard for and it kind of came easy to you. So kind of think of those things while you think of the goals that you want in mind to kind of help you get into the mindset of believing that, you know, money can flow very easily and attract to you in a very easy way, and it is possible. So the third tip that I have is to be specific. The law of attraction loves specific. I don't know how to say the word. Law of attraction likes when you're specific. So whether that's a day that you want to get the money by, how you want to get the money, anything that can specify what you want, I think it comes easier is what I've at least realized. I set a goal of $10,000 by the end of 2016 and I received it by then. The more specific you get, the better. You can't just say, oh, I want money. Okay, well, you need to kind of specify what you want and kind of, you know, think these little thoughts, because when you think these little thoughts of how you want to receive that money, the universe listens and it makes it easier to attract. Being specific gets the goals to you quicker too, because rather than it being a someday or some way, it will give it to you at a certain time or in a specific way that you particularly want. So something that I've learned recently that I've never really tried but I'm going to start trying is to write down journal entries. Now, I'm not a big journaler, but this is kind of more of a fun way to get the law of attraction working and manifesting money into your life, or anything for that matter. You basically write in a journal entry, like a page or a paragraph or so, about how you feel when you attract that money, or how you feel when you attract that item that you want. You just write down how you got it, what day you got it, how much you got, how you feel at the moment. So put your head in the mindset of whatever you want. In this particular case, obviously it's money because the video is how to manifest money. So think about money. When you get that amount of money that you want, like let's say you won the lottery, or let's say you had $10,000 or $1,000 or even $10, how are you gonna feel when you get that? Just think about it, write it down. What are you gonna do with that money? How are you feeling? Are you in shock because the law of attraction actually worked and you can't believe this is happening? Are you so happy that you can donate to charity now? Are you going to go buy your dream house? Really, really sink deep down, even close your eyes, really feel what that is gonna feel like, because you're basically manifesting this into your life and you feel that you had already have it, which attracts it quicker and faster. And then after you're done with that journal entry, you're just going to put the journal away and kind of just let it go, because once you write it down and you specify what you want and when you want it and how much you want, you're going to get it. And so when you put it away, you kind of let the universe do its thing. You've already put that thought and idea out there, and now you just need to keep going on with your life because you already wrote it down and it's already out in the universe. So another tip that I have is to respect and be grateful for the money that you you already have now. If you walk down the street and you see a dime, thank you for finding this. That attracts more money into your life. The more you recognize it and the more you focus on it. When you have money, even if you want to smell the money and like get the idea in your head, close your eyes, think about money, and it will come to you. Now, I know this sounds so like hoaxy and like not even real, but you guys can say all you want. If you really just try to do this, try to do it for a month, specify that you want the money at the end of the month, and really focus on it and try your hardest, and then if it doesn't work, then you can say this is BS. But if you really try, it will work and you will get that money. Now, when you get bills and other stuff that you have to pay in the mail, don't focus so much on how much you can't afford that or you don't like that and you're focusing on the negative, because the more you focus on whatever you're focusing on and you're like, oh my God, all these bills and I can't pay this, you're gonna get more bills and more stuff that you can't pay for because you're focusing on that specific idea. Rather than focusing on that, focus on smaller things like all the money that you receive in. Watch the money come into your life. Feel the feeling of how you feel when you find that money and hold on to that and manifest into what your goal is and use that feeling. Be grateful for the money that you have now because it's leading you to the money in the future. So another tip that I have is, of course, to raise your vibration. The higher your vibration, the more that you're going to attract into your life. I have a whole separate video on that I can leave down below in the comment section. And if you guys watch that, I have like 6 tips or 10 tips that help me raise my vibration and help everyone else, you know, raise their vibration and attract more things into their life quicker and faster. So this is one of the most important tips that I have for this video, is to start living like you already have it now. Once you wrote in your journal entry, once you have a concept of how it's gonna feel and what you're gonna do and like how you got the money in the beginning, you put the journal away and now you start living like you already have it, because you do. It is out in the universe, so it will happen if you keep going and manifesting and being a good person and raising your vibration. And I say start living like it now. Like I said, if you find money on the ground, there's a homeless man or something next to you, give it to him and share the wealth because you already have it. Doing small things like that kind of show the universe that you already have an abundance of money and you're not worried and you're not putting negative emotions on money. You're actually putting positive emotions on money. So like when you give it to charity or like someone else in need, it kind of shows that you're being grateful and you're seeing money in a positive light rather than looking at it as like scarcity and anxiety. You're looking at it more like you're helping people and you're doing good with the money. You're kind of changing your concept of the way you think about money in general. Another thing that you could do is like, even if you go to the grocery store, there's like a generic brand of soap, and then $2 more there's a higher brand. Buy the higher brand. I mean, it's $2 more, and every time you use that soap, you're gonna think of like a higher quality product and a higher life, and you're gonna like the soap and you're gonna appreciate the soap more, and it kind of helps you manifest more frequently in your life. Wear the nicest clothes that you have, put on the nicest makeup that you have, and start living like you already have that life. Something that I do is I drive my car and I think about the dream car that I want, and I basically think that I'm in that car, and I just picture myself and get the feeling of what it feels like to drive that car that I like. If it's a car, another thing that you could do is like go to the dealer and actually go test drive that car and picture it being yours and get that feeling, so you can hold on to the feeling and you already know what it feels like to drive that car. So every time you drive your car, you can kind of recap and then manifest it quicker into your life. The more that you see that you're living this life, the more frequently you're manifesting and thinking about this life that you do want and this money that you attract and the quality of products and things that you buy. So the more that you do that, the easier it is to attract it. A quick way to kind of think about this is like, if you're not having a good day and you put your hair up and you don't do your hair, you don't do your makeup, and you're eating like, you know, shit, excuse my language, you're gonna feel like shit. If you ever get ready for like a nice day and you do your hair and you do your makeup and you wear the best clothes that you have and you walk tall and you put your shoulders back and, you know, you go out and you eat like the right diet and you exercise, you feel so much better, and then that attracts a better light and that shows the universe that you're happy and you're in a good place, and that's kind of what we need to be in order to attract the things that we want. So another tip that I have is kind of a little bit more difficult, but it can be done, is to push fear aside. My way of thinking and what I think about when I push my fear to the side of money problems is I think, what's the worst that can happen? Worst case scenario, I don't have anything, okay? If you think about how big this earth is, your little life is so minuscule compared to the whole universe. And like when I say universe, I mean like the whole universe, like planets and solar systems and all of that. you know, stuff. You're so minuscule and your problems aren't like the end all be all of the world. So like any little problem that you have is so small, it's literally a grain of sand on the beach. So like don't stress too hard about life and money is a made-up thing that man created, so it's not a necessity in life and it's not something that we need to stress and worry about. It's more of, it's kind of like a game. The more you accumulate, the more you feel better and the more you can live a better life, and think of it more as like a fun kind of challenge game rather than, oh my god, I need money and if I don't get the money I'm gonna not live the life. Like, whoa, like slow down. It's money. It's not a big deal. The more you connect to your body, the more that you'll manifest money and experiences that come with money and happiness that comes from money. In return, you'll be a better person. So another tip that I have is to visualize or manifest. You should have like a little manifestation time. I kind of do this every night before I go to sleep, and I close my eyes and I kind of think about that journal entry that I wrote and put aside, and I think about the feeling of having money and, you know, living the good life, and close your eyes and really visualize yourself with the money or with the car that you want or with whatever the money is going to bring to you. Visualize that and really feel the feelings. Like I said, like if you have to go test drive a car or go walk around in an open house to get that feeling and to hold on to that feeling, do it. The more that you push yourself out there to, you know, living that life, whatever it's gonna be that you want, that you're going to get from this money, hold on to that feeling and manifest it at least 10 minutes a day. And the more that you do that, the more easier it's going to come into your life. Either people look at money as a fun idea and they have good light in it, and like money brings happiness, money can help a lot of people, money's good, and people look at money like, I hate money, money makes me anxious, money gives me problems. You need to look at it on this side. A lot of people think they need to work really hard and like waste their life away to receive money. A lot of people think money is scarce and it's really hard to get. A lot of people think, oh, the top 3% only have the majority of the money, like it's impossible to get. People think of money as bills and anxiety and stress. You need to change that concept of money. When you get your money, however much you want, you can do so much good with money. You can help other people. You know, you can live the best life that you want. You could travel and learn about the world. You could do so many things with money that are so good, and money brings happiness to you. When you get that money, when you get that amount of money that you want, what do you feel? You feel happy, because why? Money brings happiness. So focus more on that rather than the negative aspects that money you think bring to you, because it's not the money that's bringing that to you, that's just your mindset that's bringing that to you. All of those negative thoughts are blocking your reality and they're not letting money flow into your life. To get money to flow into your life, you need to be open, you need to be grateful for money that's coming in, you need to let it flow, you need to be grateful for it, you need to share it, you need to do anything possible that will allow it to come into your life in an easier and more natural flowing way. Because if you think negative about money, that's just your concept and your mindset of what money is and will be to you. So you need to just change your mindset. It's super easy. Change your mindset on money and start looking at it in a positive light rather than a negative, stressful light. Because at the end of the day, you deserve this and it will come to you. You deserve it. You're gonna do good with it, and it's gonna bring a lot of happiness into you and other people's lives. Last tip that I have is to be open to opportunity. Now this one comes out a lot in my videos. When you're open to opportunity, when you're asking and for anything in that matter into your life, especially money, there's gonna be opportunities that come, and if you don't take them, the universe is gonna halt and be like, okay, well I guess they don't want the money anymore, because it's gonna give you opportunities or chances and things are gonna change. If you're resistant to the change, it's not gonna happen. So whatever you want in life, be open to the things that come with that idea or concept or thing. Does that make sense? I always try to explain that as best as I can, but yeah, just be open, take chances, you know, deal with the change, understand the change, and be grateful for everything that's coming into your life because of what you're manifesting. If you do those tips, I promise you, if you just like work hard and actually try your best, research more about this and really try, you will manifest money into your life. I know for a fact. If you guys have any other, you know, stories of how you manifested money into your life or things that I probably missed out on or didn't say, please let me know. Give this video a thumbs up if you like these type of videos, and I will see you guys all in a future video. Bye guys. Can we just talk about like how cute my top is real quick? The lace. It like laces up from the back. It's from Toby. Was this a good video? Did you guys like it? I hope so.